All right, so welcome to week 3. This week we're working on digital gaming. If you are a big gamer, you're probably going to love this assignment. If you could care less about video games, this is normally a pretty meh assignment for those people. So, you do have a major project this week. You do have a discussion board and you do have your reading check. So, a little bit more work this week, but hopefully, the assignment is fun for everyone. I'm going to touch on a couple things really quick. You've got your PowerPoint for this chapter, reading check 3, open note, open book, 2 attempts. The higher of the two scores is it's going to be recorded. There is no time limit. Your discussion board, the original post is going to be due on Thursday, and then your response to 2 classmates is going to be due on Sunday. So for your major project this week, we're going to be making pros and cons of video games. That's going to be the big project, and it is going to be an infograph. So we're going to be using Canva to create this project. The big thing is making sure you're selecting free items. If you select any graphics that are paid, your best bet is going to be taking a screenshot and submitting the screenshot because sometimes Canva locks me out and doesn't let me view if you submit just the link. So just being aware of what elements you are choosing for creating this. I do have some examples in here that students in the past have made for this course. And the topics, what we're looking at is you can either select pros or you can select cons of gaming. What benefits does it have? Which pullbacks does it have? So this student chose to do all pros, and as you can see, it's visually appealing, it's easy to see things. That's something you want to be really careful about is one, you want it to be visually appealing. You want people to see it. If they're walking down a hall, you want something that's going to grab people's attention. But you also want to be careful about what your colors look like, making sure that it is easy to read the words on whatever color background. Like if they had put white writing on this yellow background, it would have been more challenging to read. So just thinking about those smaller things. You will have 2 sources that you're going to include in your visual aid. How you cite them is completely up to you, whether you do it like this student did. Some students cite it into the writing. It's not a ton of writing. This is more about you are doing the writing, you are doing the research, but taking information, making it a quick read, and making it visually appealing. So let me close that one just so you can see if this one loads. This student chose to do 4 pros and 4 cons, and that is not required. You just have to have two, sorry, total of 4. So you could do 2 pros, 2 cons, you could do 4 pros, you could do 4 cons. It's whatever. But this student decided to do both. They were really passionate about this topic. They said they really enjoyed making the visuals. So they started out with just doing pros and then decided to go back and look at cons. So as you can see, lots of visuals going on. Let's see if it lets me zoom in close enough, just so you can see how they incorporated their sources. So they've got the quotes here. They have incorporated things throughout the the work, and then they have their sources here as well. So lots of different options. Both of these students chose to use Pictochart. I used to use Pictochart, but it started to charge. So that's why we've moved to Canva. So for your assignment, you are going to be using Pictochart or Canva. Again, I suggest Canva because there is paid graphics, but there's also lots of free graphics. So you're going to write at least 4 pros or cons. Each pro or con should have original content of at least 20 words. So it's not a lot. Two sources incorporated into the infographic. You could think about statistics, and you want to make sure it's eye-catching, something that makes people want to stop if they're walking down the hall and look at it. You're going to export your infographic as a PNG, JPEG, whatever, any kind of visual, and you're going to upload it to the discussion board here. So that assignment is due on Sunday. Original post for your discussion board is due Thursday. Response to two classmates is due Sunday. And then your reading check is also due on Sunday. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I hope everybody has a fantastic week.